I'm excited to welcome you to Thrive in the Word. One of the reasons for my excitement is we're studying a new book of the Bible. We're actually studying a book that we've never done a podcast or a vidcast on. We're studying the book of Revelation. Now, before we get into the book of Revelation, let me just say this. I am not making any commitment that we are going to study the whole book of Revelation. Because first of all, the book of Revelation is made up of three parts. There's the introduction, and then there's the letters to the seven churches of Asia, and then is the revelation itself. And in my heart, I have great concern for the church, not only the church in the United States, but churches around the world. And we're going to take a look at the seven churches of the book of Revelation. But before we get into that, I want to lay a foundation for your understanding in the book of Revelation. I believe the book of Revelation is one of the most misunderstood books, especially of the New Testament, but also of the Bible. I've actually heard people say, don't read the book of Revelation. It'll just get you all confused. Well, you know what? People that say that don't understand the book of Revelation. They don't understand that the book of Revelation is a revelation. And that's where I want to begin today. Now, before we begin, let me just ask you to help us out by hitting the like button and hitting the subscribe button, and you will help us tremendously to get this message across to the rest of the world. We sure appreciate that. Now, first of all, what is a revelation? Well, the Greek word for revelation is apocalypsis. And this word actually means to uncover or to reveal. It doesn't mean to hide. You see, a lot of people think that, revelation, it's something that's hidden. It's something that we never can understand. And you know what? That is completely false. And I believe that there is a reason why the enemy has sowed that type of thinking into the church. And we're going to get into that reason in just a little bit. But revelation is really there to reveal something. It's there to uncover something. Actually, if you would look at that Greek word, you would say that the literal translation is to uncover. Now, if I were to have a treasure in the ground, and I were to take my spade and I were to uncover that treasure, what would I be doing? I would be apocalypsis. I would be uncovering that treasure. And you see, we as believers, we need to look at the book of Revelation, and we need to look at it not as something that we're scared of. Oh man, Revelation, I don't want to do anything in Revelation. But we need to look at it as the uncovering of a treasure that God has given to us. You see, apocalyptic writings really have three different forms in them, or three different elements. There's visions and dreams. There's language that contains a lot of imagery. They contain the use of numbers and years and timetables. And so what we need to do is we just need to dig a little deeper when it comes to the book of Revelation. Now, I have at my home a metal detector. It was given to me by my children, or maybe by my wife at a Christmas a couple years ago. And you know what? I go out every once in a while and I go metal detecting. I haven't found anything valuable yet, but I'm still trying. But there's some treasure that isn't just on the surface. Some treasure you need to dig for. Some treasure you need to commit yourself to uncovering that treasure. And you know what? That's what revelation is. And it's a commitment that we as believers should be making in understanding this wonderful book of the Bible. Now, our challenge is this, that most of the New Testament is written as a letter. Now, there's actually three forms of New Testament writing. There's the history books. Those would include the four Gospels, and they would also include the book of Acts. The rest of the book, or the rest of the New Testament, is written as letters, letters to individual churches, letters to groups of churches, letters to individuals. And so we have this little dilemma that Revelation, the book of Revelation, is a book that contains letters. There are 7 letters in the book of Revelation. But the book of Revelation is given as a prophetic book. It's given as a book to us as believers to reveal something, not to hide it, but to reveal something to us. So the book of Revelation, it comes as a revelation. You know, John is writing this, and John many times says in the book of Revelations, this is John speaking. Now that's made the book of Revelation different than the other books. Now, why is John doing that? Because John wants to say, hey, I am being responsible for what I'm writing. I am writing this, and I want you to understand that I saw this. This is part of me now because I saw it in the Spirit. And he says, I'm being responsible for what you're hearing. This is me speaking, and this is what I have seen. Now, the book of Revelation has 3 parts to it. It has the introduction, which we're going to be talking about this week. The introduction is basically Revelations 1 through 3. And then we have the letters to the churches, which is chapters 2 and 3. That's what we're going to be talking about in depth in this study. And then it has the revelation itself. I don't know if the Holy Spirit's going to lead us to that point, but I know that in my heart is burning a desire to speak to you about the 7 churches of Revelation. So I hope that you join us as we go into a look at what God is saying by the Holy Spirit to the church. Join us again in our next video podcast as we study this wonderful book. Thank you for watching.